You're listening to Bring Me the Axe. I'm Brian White. I'm one half of this morbid equation, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother, Dave White. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm all right. It is officially the last day of summer today.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow is the first day of fall. And I feel like the whole summer went by and nothing happened.
Okay. Do you usually make a thing of the summer?
I don't.
I just kind of
you
suffer through the summer.
Staring down death at this age, you gotta. I don't know. I feel like it's always so fucking cold in New England.
Sure.
That when the warmer weather does come, I should take advantage of it. I don't think I did.
Yeah. All right. I mean, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like usually, you guys are out on the road. You go out to. Is it Hillstead Farm?
Hill
Farmstead. I'm gonna get that right one of these days.
Yeah, we didn't go there. Well, no, I think maybe we did go there early in the summer. Went to Canada a couple times.
This is true. Maybe that was it. Is you went to Canada, which summer in Canada is not like summer here.
No, it's lovely. Yeah. I mean, any season in Canada is not like it is here. It's a lot more mean people here.
I was in your borough last night. Not your borough. I was in your city last night. And
what were you doing here?
We were at the My Favorite Murder show.
Oh yeah, Michael went to that.
Oh, did he? What, did he go to the late show?
No, I think the first
So we were at the same goddamn show.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fucking A, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went with his sister.
That's great. Yeah, it was a very entertaining show.
I heard, and there was some sort of medical emergency that made it even more exciting.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Was it?
Good show, but man, I don't know how you fucking live there.
Well, I don't live there. I don't live in downtown Crossing.
It's fucking nuts over there. Jesus fucking Christ. It's I don't get it. It is stinky and very crowded. And man, them people are rude.
Yeah, well, I used to work over there, and I didn't like it. I don't like it's like the worst part of the city.
Is it does it have different kind of characters around the city? Because Boston, all told, Boston's not a big city,
I mean, if you include Somerville and Cambridge, it's still not that big, but yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on where you go. You don't get a lot of character in Boston. You never did, though. Like it's never really been that way. It's always just sort of been this one thing, and it's like. You want flair, you kind of got to go to Somerville or Cambridge, which is pretty much where everything happens now anyway.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure everybody's just been kind of priced out of the...
Oh, it's all the same at this point.
It's stupid expensive.
Yup.
Yeah. Well, at least My Favorite Murder was fun. They did a whole thing about one of the stories. Karen there did a story about the blizzard of 78.
Mm-hmm. The one that buried us all.
And they had Harvey Leonard. Local weatherman Harvey Leonard.
The weather guy.
Harvey Leonard there. And one of the guys who was at the Boston Garden.
Okay. So it's some real celebrity stuff.
It was a fun show. They really did it up. They're doing something for TV, I guess.
Oh. Yeah. Well, how about that?
It's big and fancy. That whole bunch of fancy cameras.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the matter at hand here.
Okay.
Because we practically grew up in neighborhood video stores, and steady diet of utter garbage that those shops provided us with continues unabated to this day. There's no one else I enjoy chopping it up with about trashy movies than Dave.
That's a real smooth transition.
I'm doing my best over here, all right? I have worked all fucking weekend. I have not gotten much sleep. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping. If you want to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us on Instagram at Bring Me the Axe Pod. And Dave's over there at That Queer Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a follow. We're coming up on October. Things get pretty exciting around here, around October.
Yeah, people like October.
People like October. Spooky season.
Everyone's been celebrating it for the last 6 months.
the approach of spooky season. Listen. It's always spooky season in your heart. That's what I say. But yeah, things are about to get exciting, and and Dave's got all the wonderful art.
I do.
Yeah. I post a lot of really stupid memes and deep cut references to movies that I have seen, and maybe Larry Clow has seen.
Nice.
Yeah. Like the recent Student Bodies one that you were like, what the fuck is this?
I was confused.
I think a lot of people.
I have not seen student bodies in a very long time.
People were very confused with like, oh, he's doing some woodworking now. It's like, no, you dummies. It's horsehead bookends. Yep.
Horsehead bookends.
Yep. And if you don't know, we have another show called 99 Cent Rental where we cover all manner of video store madness on the weeks that bring the axes off. Latest episode covering the outrageous Christian scare film, If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do? Is out now. Oh boy. It's
2.5 hours of three people losing their minds.
Yeah, we're joined again by our good friend Eileen from Weekend Horror. And boy, we are doing our best to keep it together in that one. Yep. Yeah. And we'll be back next week with a look at the blisteringly violent revenge movie Steel and Lace, which I bet we're going to have a hard time keeping it together with as well. That one is crazy.
That movie rules.
That was definitely a moment where like when you texted me and were like, stop whatever you're doing and watch X-Ray right now. That was me when I was like, you have got to see this movie.
And you were right. It is a real treat.
Because that one's got about like 20 minutes where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. And then it just turns a corner and I'm like, oh shit, I am so in.
Yeah, it turns a corner and just goes right off the rails and tumbles down the hill for an hour and a half.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. Yep. You can also contact us directly at bringmetheaxepod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a movie that you love, would like to hear us give it the business. We're starting to put together next week's schedule, and we've got a couple of listener requests on there. We got some listener requests coming up to sort of finish out the
next
year.
Next week's schedule.
Did I say next week?
You did.
Fuck this. You know what? I'm out of here. Quit. This podcast is over. I don't.
What? It all ended over one word.
Next year's schedule. You know what I was talking about.
I did.
God damn it. Yep. If you would like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. Check it out. We got so much to offer. We have so much content.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a couple of tiers you could join there. Subscribers at the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod. Do you think I'm spooky? We are about to, we just launched into season 2 with a look at the episode Little Green Men.
It starts the bang.
It's a pretty good episode. Next week is Radio Free Haddonfield, but the one after that,
that's a real good one.
Series best for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And boy, that one really hits the ground running. Fucking great couple episodes. Yep. There's also our monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition, which is a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. Our current episode is us just having a hard time with Rob Eggers as we look at his 2025 adaptation of Nosferatu.
Yes, his very attractive and spiritually empty Nosferatu.
Yeah. Boy, that dude sweats the details.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also my bi-weekly DJ show, Radio Free Haddonfield, when the weeks when Do You Think I'm Spooky is off. It's all music. Well, and some talking, but mostly music. You can expect a surprising mixtape of everything from rock to disco to punk over there. And all Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. All paying members get access to our additional channels like voice and video chat and the watch parties option. Drop in on Friday night and watch movies with us. Usually what we do, so far we watch the subject of Monday's podcast episode.
But eventually you're just going to fuck it. Let's watch Pulp Fiction instead.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll have nothing to do on a Wednesday night and I'll just be like, you know what? Fuck it. We're watching X-Ray.
Well, you definitely should.
I'll call you up for that one. Yeah. Once again, that's patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. It's just the podcast. There's no video or anything like that. Just be aware.
Yeah. What, people expecting video?
There's so many, not so many, but every now and then there's a comment from somebody who's like, what the fuck are these guys doing? They're still not talking about the movie 5 minutes in. And it's like, man, shut up.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I do listen to a one podcast where I think I told you this already, where people complained about that. And so they moved their kind of like upfront business, so to speak, to the back end of the show. And they just start off. It is so clunky and so awkward to just launch into whatever it is you're going to talk about.
I know. So, okay, I will cop to it. We do get a little self-indulgent at times up top.
Yeah, sure.
But, I feel like, I feel like a little, a little character, a little flavor up top, kind of gets us rolling into the matter at hand pretty well. But
that's like walking up to a stranger and just start talking, like having a conversation with them as though you've been talking to them.
But
it's extremely awkward.
I know. Yeah, but that's how they do. And you've been doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So do it.
Yes.
Please.
Helpful.
Please. I'm asking you nicely.
I would like it.
And, you know what? It's going to be your birthday.
It is going
to be your birthday.
Well, technically tomorrow
when this episode lands. Yeah. So do that.
Yep.
There it is. There's your gift to Dave.
Oh, okay.
5 stars. Yep. And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor, give the episode a like and leave a comment. We do love hearing from you guys. That's just getting that all out of the way right at the top of the show, because this is usually where we run the trailer. But you picked a deep cut.
I did. Well, it's not that deep.
Actually, at this point, mostly because Vinegar Syndrome put it out. But if they had not, this would be a fucking deep cut.
Yeah, I could. There were deeper, trust me, and I chose not to go that route because I think people enjoy this movie, and you know why? Because it is fucking hilarious and wonderful.
Here's the thing about this movie. It is so cheap.
Yeah, it is. It's what you might call light on plot.
It's so cheap, but it's also bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad. There were times when we were watching it on Friday night where I was like, am I going to regret this one?
I too had a couple moments where I was like, this might be a tough one.
Because I think that most of its charm lies on a couple of sort of key moments in it. One of them is Pedro Fernandez's hair. First of all,
oh my god, it is beautiful and bouncy and voluptuous.
Guys, not a wig. His hair was just that magnificent.
Yeah, it is a mullet to end all mullets.
Holy shit! And I love it when he puts it in a ponytail. Because then he puts on the black duster.
And he can tuck it into the thing,
puts it in the ponytail, and that's when you know that Julio is ready for business.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what. We are watching this movie because it is starting on the 15th of this month. We are celebrating Latin American Heritage Month. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think that it is particularly important this year that we do that because I don't know about you, but I've read a bunch of local news things about cities and towns around us that are canceling all of their events and celebrations because people are too afraid to go out.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like this is like we've done this basically since we started the podcast. Like we have always at this time done a movie from Mexico.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Mexican horror, and that's why
they've always been Mexican, and they're always fun, and they're always Galindo movies, right? I don't think. Let's see, we've done Don't Panic. Oh no! And last year we did Dracula.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, so not a Galindo movie, but
look, they were like the fucking first family of Mexican horror.
Yeah, no, but I do agree with you on that sentiment. Like we have no intent. Like we're gonna do this anyways, but the fact that everything fucking sucks right now, particularly if you are Latino, Latinx.
Yeah.
You know what? It is our fucking sworn duty right now to be as fucking annoying and woke as possible. So I'm gonna say it, Latinx.
Nice.
Suck it.
Nice.
You Republican shitheads.
Yeah. So, for lots of people right now can't be out there celebrating, can't go and do the things they want to do. So, I guess it falls on us a little bit to step up and celebrate them extra hard, I guess.
You know what? It always falls to us white people.
That's right.
It's a poem. Don't clip that. Don't clip that, you guys.
It was a poem. I chose this one because Mexican horror, especially Mexican horror of the 80s and 90s, it had a tendency to be pretty cheap.
Well, okay. Do you know why? Because just answer that question. Do you know why?
It had something to do with the fact that they weren't making horror movies anymore.
Okay. So there's a channel on YouTube and he's produced a ton of video. A few of them very helpfully have an English audio track that I believe is translated by AI, and it's pretty good. But it's a guy named, I think it's Chronohiki, and he's just like some horror movie guy who posts video essays and stuff like that, or reviews about horror movies, and he does a lot about. I believe he's based out of Mexico also, and so it's all in Spanish. But like I said, a few of them have this like English track that you can listen to. It's a little clumsy, but I was able to sort of get a bit of information that kind of contextualizes why the Galindo's movies in the 80s kind of look the way that they do and why they're so cheap and trashy. And what was going on in Mexico at the time was they had fallen into a like very, very hard, deep economic recession. They had taken out a bunch of sort of like international loans and sort of in able to kind of, beef up their industry, beef up their culture, build up the nation. And then they were unable to pay them. And in came the International Monetary Fund.
The good guys. Yeah.
Who essentially took up those loans and then imposed a bunch of like essentially like hardcore austerity measures.
I believe this also affected their agriculture industry pretty hard.
Every single piece of the nation that Mexico was sort of like was funding, which was a lot. They had, the film industry had a big, like, the government provided grants, and in the same way that Canada and, a lot of nations throughout Europe, and basically everybody except America does. And so all of a sudden the IMF comes in and is like, all that shit's got to stop. You're going to do this. You're going to sort of build your entire market around all these fucking free market principles. You're going to stop doing everything that you were doing up to this point. And your culture is going to fucking suffer for it. And in a lot of ways, it leads directly to the sort of status that we're in now, which isn't very good. I mean, they're doing their best, but they're fighting the IMF, which is fucking impossible, basically.
It should also be said that a lot of the movies that I enjoy that from this era, because it's really horror that I really like. I mean, I like horror, Mexican horror pretty much from the beginning, but it gets really fun and kind of wacky in this time period. But a lot of these are made by untested directors. Who like no one's going to bankroll them with a lot of money because they have a name, but it's usually someone else's name.
Yeah. A lot of filmmakers, a lot of tenured filmmakers are moving towards television at this time, which is I think Ruben Galindo also kind of moves in that direction eventually, sort of getting away from this stuff. After
early 90s, 92, 93, maybe. I think maybe 94 is when Demon Rat comes out. He goes to do TV. I mean, Pedro Galindo, the guy who made this movie, not a particularly talented director.
No, I kind of liken this to the sort of the decline of Fulvia film in Italy, which is like in the 70s, they're firing on all cylinders. They've got Dardano Sacchetti writing fucking everything that they produce. They've got Lucio Fulci is making movies
like an endless list of directors.
Lenzi, like so many like really, really talented filmmakers, and then it's all the money is coming from organized crime, of course. And so when the years of lead kind of draw to a close, Lenzi is moving towards television. Mario Bava is dead. Fulci is declining.
Making not good movies, making television films.
And so like all they're left with is like Claudio Fragasso and Bruno Mattei. And then after
because they have that system where like everybody works under someone else. And so like when all those kind of big fancy guys drop out or move to, television or whatever, you get the next generation, and the next generation is not particularly talented. It's
almost like you're recording you're videotaping a videotape, like, and then you're just like copying it again. Cause like that's Fulvia in the 80s. And then by the 90s, like things have thinned so fucking badly that Fabrizio De Angelis is directing movies himself when he's never done that in the past.
And they're so good.
He's also handing director duties off to guys like Al Festa, who made music.
Who was a music guy, as a composer.
So that's kind of like this, is that like, Ruben Galindo, he's not the senior. I believe Ruben Galindo is, that we know, of Cemetery of Terror and Don't Panic and all that.
He is either the third or the,
because the Galindos go back to like the dawn of film.
Yep. Yes, they do.
And so like, the eldest of the Galindos, he was essentially a musician, but he was also producer, and he produced a ton of like really, really excellent stuff. Cause like the Mexican film industry kind of hits the ground running in the same way that the American
early Mexican film is really impressive.
And then by the 70s, Galindo Jr. picks it up, and he's kind of, his movies are quite good. He has a lot of like Westerns, which I found out Westerns made in Mexico are called chili Westerns.
Nice. I think but aren't those the ones that are made like on the border?
A lot of them are made on the border. A lot of them were made in Texas. Like, did you know Cemetery of Terror was actually made in Texas?
Yep.
Yeah. And then it falls to Ruben Galindo III, and his stuff is, again, like he's literally yanked out of film school at the time because he was going to UCLA, and his dad was like, no, we need you down here making movies because things kind of suck. And so they just sort of thrust a bunch of projects on him, and he happens to be pretty good with it, and he's able to stretch a dollar, though his movies don't look as remotely as good as his father's did. Like his dad did some of the later Santo movies as well. And like,
right, some of the earlier ones too.
Yeah, like they're pretty good. So like by the time that the 80s rolls around, like they're mostly hamstrung by the fact that they just don't have any money.
Right.
And then
I mean, Rene Cardona is another name that we should mention.
I've got some notes in here about him, because everybody in this movie also worked with the Cardonas.
Yeah, they were like the only two families making movies at that point.
Yeah, and so by the time it's so in the same way that like eventually everybody is just kind of moving out of this industry in the same way that Fulvia did, where they get real desperate towards the end. They pull Pedro Galindo in, who I think is like, up to this point, he was just like running camera, and
I think he had acted in a couple things, maybe
like, if you
as a kid.
Watch a Galindo movie, the name Galindo appears everywhere in the credits, and it's not like it's one or two people doing like lots and lots of duties. It's literally everybody in their family of like
it's the family tree,
like 50 people all working on these movies. And so there's this. And so by 1991, they're just like, shit, like Ruben's going over to TV. Who else we got? And they're like, okay, Pedro, make a movie. And that's kind of how we end up with this, and Trampa Infernal, which is a much better movie than this one is.
Yeah.
Though marginally.
I chose this because I think it demonstrates the spirit of Mexican horror in such a beautiful way. Like, they have no money. They're not particularly good at what they're doing, but God damn it, they do it and they love it.
Thing that like I think really makes Ruben Galindo's movies so watchable is because again, these guys were not just horror movie directors. They made everything, comedies. They primarily made action movies. And I guess if you're like really, really into Mexican cinema, you're very familiar with it. Pedro Galindo, like his best known movies are action movies.
Yeah, action movies are much more popular.
But Ruben Galindo III, he was a humongous horror movie fan. Like, that's what he wanted to do, and that's why his movies are so like recognizably pulled from other movies. Like Don't Panic is mostly Nightmare on Elm Street 2 with like little bits and pieces of Evil Dead in it. You know, like you watch, and then again, I routinely confuse Grave Robbers and Cemetery of Terror, but they've also got that. Like, Cemetery of Terror has some real gothic touches. It kind of points towards like Universal horrors, like the classic Universal horrors, but also has like some real slasher movie shit in it. By the time we get here, Pedro, he's just doing the job.
Yeah, you can tell that I think he stopped making movies in
93.
Yeah, so not very long after this. He is, again, not a very good director. A lot of this movie is weirdly shot from above.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they very clearly they shot it on their studio.
Yep.
And for some reason, he was just like framing shots from the fucking windows on the second floor of everything.
Constantly, throughout the whole movie. It is bizarre and a little jarring when it happens, but there's such a kind of giddy silliness about this movie that I think is very funny. And there is a lot of charm to it.
Yeah. Like up top where he said it's cheap and bad. It's cheap and bad. But yeah, again, Pedro Fernandez as Julio. This is a recurring character for him. He is charming as hell. He's definitely got and when we talk about Pedro, you'll understand because like he's doing better now than he did then, and he was like a child actor who started with the Galindos. But also Tatiana brings
the best.
So much to this movie, even though she's a terrible actress.
She's not that bad. I guess she's not good, but she's managed to make a career out of it, kind of.
Sort of. Let's talk about this. So yeah, we talk a little bit about Pedro Galindo there. He's not a son. He's actually the cousin of
he is Ruben Galindo's cousin.
Yeah. So that just gives you an idea of like sort of where we're at on the family tree and the kind of mandate to make movies in Mexico.
It's like when you see Frank Stallone show up and stuff,
on Tim and Eric show.
Yeah, he's the Frank Stallone of Mexican movies.
So we've got, as we mentioned, we've been talking about him and mostly his hair, Pedro Fernandez, who was a child actor who worked with the Galindos from the 70s until the 90s when he took up leading parts in numerous telenovelas. Yeah,
he's been on like hundreds and hundreds of episodes of these shows.
You've seen him and his magnificent mullet in the original Vacation of Terror, which
he doesn't have a mullet in that one.
Oh, he does. It's just not as crazy as in this one. And also in Pedro Galindo's Trampa Infernal, which Hell's Trap. Vinegar Syndrome released that one as well. That's a worthy purchase for sure. You can see him nowadays on, as we said, hundreds and hundreds of episodes.
Malverde,
which you can watch on Netflix. He's also basically he was like a big leading man in one called Hasta que el dinero nos separe.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
get some.
Yeah, the Netflix series is called El Santo Patron. Yep. And not just that. Just like his co-star, Tatiana, he's a singing superstar with something like 2 dozen records.
I feel like it's sort of like in the 50s and the 60s in Hollywood, how everyone had to like do multiple things.
Okay.
Like you had to dance and sing and also act.
Not that you probably haven't, but did you see the Disney movie Coco?
I think so.
Central... like a character of that.
Is that the heritage one about like the
it's about
Day of the Dead?
Yeah, the kid who goes basically to the land of the dead.
Yeah, I did see that one. I thought it was very good.
Yeah. The character, I can't remember the character's name, but essentially the guy who turns out to be the bad guy is that. He's like a singing cowboy type movie star. He was a pop star.
Mexican Gene Autry.
Yeah, exactly. It's a regular
Wait, no. Gene Autry?
Hannah Montana. Mexican Hannah Montana.
All right.
That he's great. I love him in this. I love him in the first Vacation of Terror, which is a very, very strange movie on its own. I'm glad that we did this one instead of that one because the first Vacation of Terror, bit of a slog.
Yeah, it's slow as hell. It is more coherent.
Yes, yeah. And the thing that I love about it, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose because it's Vacation of Terror, is the father in that movie is like Chevy Chase's character in the original Vacation movie, where they get the Casa de Campo, which he's so fucking excited and everybody's so excited. It's a summer home essentially, that's also haunted by an evil doll. And everybody except him in the movie is having these like horrible, like supernatural experiences. And he just does not, he just wants everybody to have a good fucking time at his Casa de Campo. He will not hear any shit about the place being haunted.
It's like when Randy Marsh buys the last Blockbuster. and just insists that everything's fine and they're going to be successful.
it's a lot like that. It's very fucking funny. Also in this movie, as mentioned, Tatiana. God, I love her. She is so charming. She is so cute.
She is extremely, the word that comes to mind is bouncy.
It's her hair. Again, the fucking hair. Her hair has so much volume.
Yeah.
It takes up like 3 times the space that the rest of her body does.
Yeah, she has like 2 sets of bangs, which is really impressive.
Yep. She was an 80s teen pop sensation. Her hit song, heard here in this very movie, Chicos Chicos, lands at the height of teen girl pop wave of the 80s, coinciding with pop stars like Tiffany and Debbie Gibson. It also...
Yeah, she's Mexican Tiffany, I guess, if you have to.
I was really hoping to sort of dig up a little bit more information about her, but again, like, even Spanish language, like, chart information is just so fucking hard to find. But she was like a mega sensation. You can find entire concerts of her, and it's like looking through the bottom of a fucking beer mug. They're like that artifacted, but there's a ton of her stuff just on YouTube.
She started out in like a weird Mexican rock opera that was about like a kind of like a Tarzan like character. Right. And then after a run of that, she decided she wanted to be like a pop singer. And so she hooks up with Johnny Lozada from Menudo.
Yep.
And they do a couple of songs. She gets kind of big, as big as a teenage girl singer is going to get, I guess, in the 80s and 90s. But now, like, she ended up getting nominated for 5 Latin American Grammys.
Which is nuts. But is that or is that her children's music?
So I think most of it is her children's music. Because she goes on to be a children's musician.
That's where she really soars, is there. Because she's like a TV sensation. She does a lot of children's music. But at this point, like Chicos Chicos, I think is probably like her hit song, which is why it's in this movie, which is crazy because that song hit, I believe, in 1987. 4 years later, they're making this movie.
Look,
and it's
that good. That song is that good. Everybody, if you have not heard this song, please go look it up. Tatiana, Chicos Chicos. It will be stuck.
You don't even have to, because
it'll be stuck in your head forever.
I'll play a clip right here.
Chicos, 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 torpes y agresivos, pobres chicos, neuróticos perdidos. Chicos, 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 hard boys super tipos, sorprendidos en Christie's post domingo.
And then probably the whole song at the end of the episode. And I'll still get hit with a copyright charge.
Worth it.
Oh, yeah, totally worth it. Chicos Chicos. Oh, my God. And the subtitles of the song lyrics are fucking crazy. That cannot be what this song translates to in English. But yeah, anyways, this movie, it coincides with her earliest attempts at movies, falling in somehow, this mega pop star, falling in with the Galindos and Renee Cardona. And then moving away from pop music in 1994 and transitioning to children's music and TV in Mexico, becoming one of, if not the biggest children's entertainer in Mexico, until a predictable return to pop music in the early aughts as 80s nostalgia was the going current.
Boo. I mean, if she's getting a check for it, then I say, hooray! I take back my boo.
Like you want to go out, you want to hear Chicos Chicos performed by the original artist. You can.
She's going to have the same energy, though?
I guarantee she did.
Yeah, she probably did.
And rounding out our cast is Joaquin Cordero, probably the most famous actor in the bunch.
Don Roberto.
Joaquin has been in fucking everything and worked with everyone.
Yeah, he goes back to like when movies started.
The 1940s. He does he has a string of bit parts. And then his reputation kind of builds. And by the 60s, he's like a fucking superstar. He's on TV, he's on stage, he's in fucking movies. I don't believe he sang, but who knows?
He'd give it a try if you asked.
He probably would. And he was a regular collaborator with 2 generations of Galindos and the Cardonas. He died in 2013 and worked busily almost to the very end. He's easily one of Mexico's biggest movie stars and appeared in hundreds of episodes of dozens of telenovelas. Makes just like how the fuck he ended up here. He must have been doing somebody a favor.
He probably was. I mean, the movie is not, it doesn't look cheap. It is cheap, but it doesn't look cheap.
Well, I disagree with that, but
the effects are bad. That much is true.
Yeah.
But
no, I will say this. There are numerous shots, and you can tell that he probably did DP on a bunch of like Ruben Galindo's movies, because you can sort of see the way that he shoots. There's a couple of shots where there's a set that's like a cemetery and there's a lot of fog, and it looks like Grave Robbers and Cemetery of Terror, which I would say are two pretty good looking movies, despite the fact that they are also quite cheap.
yeah.
So yeah. But boy, the special effects in this one will really, really take you out of it.
My theory is like somebody figured out how to get their hands on like a used demon wind costume. Oh. And they were like, we got to do something with this.
I know.
Or
it was like they found it laying around like unused rubber masks that like Screaming Mad George left kicking around from Don't Panic.
Like it's the original. The first one is about a witch, isn't it?
It's about the doll.
Yeah, the doll is possessed by the spirit of a witch that is killed, right?
Yeah.
This one is, I'm going to say, not about that.
Well, I call it the slime witch throughout the entire notes.
Oh, mine, I believe, is Demon Witch Goblin.
She looks like one of Mortis's side projects.
Yes.
Yep. This movie has a tagline.
I could not find one, but go ahead.
It is. En esta noche de brujas, la muerte estará presente. Which means, on this Halloween, death will be present.
And it is very obviously Halloween, and yet nobody ever really points it out. Like
it just kind of...
It is aesthetically just a big part of the movie, and nobody acknowledges it, which is really strange.
Right, because Mexico does do Halloween.
I don't know if they do.
I was very curious as to whether or not they did it, because they do have a sort of weird presentation of Halloween, but they do Halloween. And they do it like right before Dia de los Muertos, which is, I believe, November 1st.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, they do Halloween, man.
I mean, that's clearly in this movie.
When they go trick-or-treating, they don't say trick-or-treat. They say, we want Halloween.
We want Halloween. I like it.
It's toe tapping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose that there are any reviews of this movie.
Aren't. There aren't, but I found some other ones.
Okay.
I found the ones on IMDb.
Oh shit.
And I just want,
because this movie's IMDb is so fucking sparse. Except I have it written down. There's one trivia note for the entire movie.
So I'm gonna just read you a bunch of them. Here's the first one. This film is for all the slasher genre lovers. Mexicans can do good slashers as good as Americans. Oh, get ready.
No.
It has a very creepy atmosphere, good acting, a creepy killer, a chilling score, and yes, gore. The plot is very predictable, is it? And the ending is really bad, but this movie should be checked out. Some cool axe fun scenes.
What? Axe
yeah,
fun?
There's a very heavy, hey, look, Mexicans can do stuff too vibe going on the page here that's more than a little offensive.
Hey, I was just as surprised as you are. Did you know? Yeah, that's fun.
Well, here's some. I watched Vacaciones de Terror 2, and I can see a slight improvement from the original. Pedrito's acting still sucks, but at least he plays a more decent leading role. This movie obviously was inspired by the Friday the 13th flicks. Was it? But here we got a monster instead of a masked killer. Yeah, that's kind of what makes Friday the 13th flicks Friday the 13th flicks. Yeah. But the idea is the same. Sadly, the Mexican effort is beyond terrible and cheap. No. Why is it Mexican?
He did call him Pedrito.
Yeah,
and I gotta wonder, like, if this person is like Latino.
Was that Little Pedro? Yeah. Well, here's the last one. This is the review for the film. The moment that Tatiana sings the song Chicos, I lost my mind. Seriously, my dog, here it comes. Seriously, my dog is a Chihuahua, and I think he must have some instinctive Mexican heritage because every single time I play this song, he goes absolutely loco. Watch it for yourself.
Oh, get me.
Holy shit.
Get me off this planet right now.
Woo. Yeah, well,
I love that they think that they're being so fucking cute.
These very generous viewers, they sat through this and they want you to know that you might find it good too, even though it's Mexican.
Like, yeah, hey, you know what? Have a seat. You know, don't make popcorn, make tacos instead.
Oh, nachos is one of the other reviews. I left that one out, but
no.
Yeah, I left it out because it's really racist.
Oh my God, guys. Yeah, you
This movie is not cheap and bad because it's Mexican. It's cheap and bad because it's cheap and bad.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's we're gonna have to pepper.
Nobody watches full moon movies and they're like, the American effort here is not very strong.
We're gonna have to from now on pepper our movie review segment with IMDb reviews because man alive, that shit is colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what the thing that I'm doing next. I'm just going to tell you right now that my daily recommendations for October are all non-American movies.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let's try celebrating some people who are also making films, and they are very good.
Yeah, we are going to be so woke and annoying. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Shall we dive into this masterpiece, this movie that is entertaining in spite of its Mexicanness?
That's right. Cumpleaños Diabolico.
Vacation of Terror 2, Diabolical Birthday.
Mm-hmm. Or there's another one, Pesadilla Sangrienta. I probably pronounced that very badly.
Something bloody something?
Bloody Nightmare.
That's awesome.
Demon Wind 2.
Demon Wind 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
The Legend of Curly's Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. We open on Julio's Antique Shop in Ciudad de Mexico.
Well, first we get a bunch of credits, and there are just a veritable sea of Galindos.
It's like I said. There's the Galindo is the most common name in the credits, but it's not like 3 people doing everything. It's like 50 Galindo people.
Pedro Galindo and his 3 brothers wrote this movie. There are 4 people credited with writing this film.
I find very hard to believe, but
well, that might explain a lot.
Actually, no, given how this movie shakes out, that makes sense. It sounds like 4 people were throwing ideas at one another, and Pedro was just like, guys, slow down. I'm losing track.
And then he just puts them all chronologically as they're being thrown at him.
Right. Julio is arguing on the phone with a lady about his recent order for some jewelry. He's interrupted by a beautiful young woman who distracts him when she wants to know how much some flowers are. Or maybe it's a vase. Well, I don't know.
She's not beautiful yet because she's still wearing glasses. It's not until she takes off her glasses, as we all know.
Because the glasses come off in this scene and you never see her wear glasses.
You never see them again.
Oh, God. But the confusion leads to him accidentally telling the lady on the phone that he'll pay 60,000 pesos for the jewelry. Ay, Dios mío. Which is, I think it's something like, it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Because she turns to him with this vase and she's like, "Cuánto cuesta?" And he's like, 60,000. And I looked that up and I was like, that fucking vase of flowers costs that much?
Well, it's pretty weird given that he then turns around and gives it to her for free.
He does, and then another one. Yep. Yep. Sweet fucking curly ass mullet, man. These people, the best hair in Mexico in one scene.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
When he's done getting ripped off on the phone, he resumes talking to the pretty lady in his store and tells her that the flowers or whatever they are on the house because, wouldn't you know it, she's also a famous singer. He knows her from TVs and magazines.
Yeah, he was going to be a famous singer as well, but his personality is better suited for screaming at people on the phone, I believe is what he says to her.
Yep. Then he produces another vase or flowers or whatever and presents the price. It's just a cup of coffee or some dancing. Julio, you smooth motherfucker.
It is pretty sly.
Yeah. But she has to pass on his pass, but then invites him to her sister's birthday party, which her father is putting on at that movie studio he owns. What a famous family.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're based on anything.
I was about to cry nepotism, but Jesus Christ, these guys really, really.
They work for it.
They do. She leaves and he chases her out the door for some reason. And as she's driving away, her sister is in the back seat of the car waving at him with that evil doll from the last movie, which causes him to freak out in slow motion.
Yeah, that is Julio's nemesis. Now, I don't remember how they get rid of the doll at the end. I remember they go down into a well.
I watched it so long ago, and I have no memory of how that first movie
And the house burns down or something, but it has nothing to do with this movie.
No, they just drag that prop out, and we're like, voila, she has it somehow.
That one is mostly Kathy's curse. It's pretty much the same.
Oh, right down to the poster.
Sorry. Yeah. And so this one, not at all. God, this is Demon Wind.
Is it really I can't remember Demon Wind. I remember there's a karate fighting magician in that one.
If you look at the cover of Demon Wind, the demon looks suspiciously similar.
Okay, hang on. Now you got me thinking. I gotta look this up.
I think it's like 89.
Because Demon Wind came out in 1990. Nice. I bet you.
I am right.
I bet you they watched Demon Wind and were like, okay, we're gonna make it look like that.
Why not? It's just a rubber mask, and boy, is it rubber.
Yeah. Meanwhile, inside the antique store, there's this old guy just wrecking the place.
And what is he trying to achieve?
I don't.
Eventually, he clearly kind of came to help or to offer some advice. He's kind of our what are they called?
Crazy Ralph.
Yeah. What are the doomsayers? What are they? What's the word for that?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Soothsayer, doomsayer. Yeah. He's the you're all doomed guy.
Yeah. And he's there to offer some help. But first he has to wreck Julio's store
in there
by just ripping things off the wall.
Literally just pulling shit off the shelves and throwing them on the ground. And Julio is like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, dude? And then the guy runs outside only to get hit by a car.
It's great. It's a hilarious moment. Funny. And then he gives Julio this beautiful sand dollar necklace or something.
Yeah.
Like
I call them death cookies.
They're magic. Yep. That's all you need to know.
As he's dying, he gives him the sand dollar necklace, the death cookies, and he tells him that he needs to read the Book of Grieving Souls for some reason.
And as luck would have it, he finds that book at the local library.
He goes to La Biblioteca. And he finds it right there, just this old musty book in the middle of a bunch of just brand new tomes on the shelf.
Yeah, it's in the haunted doll section of the library.
I wonder what the Dewey Decimal System number is for that one.
It's in the 2000s. For some reason, it just pops up on the in the subtitles. It just says no smoking, and it must have come across a sign or something. But Julio, I think, is talking to himself as he's flipping through this book. So it has dialogue that's being translated in the subtitles, and then right in the middle, it just says no smoking.
Yep.
Yeah, so he finds this book at the library, and it's old as hell.
And then instead of just checking the book out or photocopying the pages like a regular person, he just fucking tears them right out of the book and stuffs them in his pocket.
Yeah. Does Julio know what a library is? It's a very strange choice.
But first we get this montage of him looking at the book, and he's doing a lot of eyebrow work in this scene where we just sort of see him reading the book, and his eyes are constantly bugging out. And then we cut to the clock, and it's 2 hours later, and then back to Julio, who's still bugging out and making funny faces. And then back to the clock, and it's 2 hours later.
Yeah, they're gonna pad the runtime of this one pretty fucking hard.
Hours pass, and then he's like, you know what? I don't got time for this. And he vandalizes the book. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, though, over at Central Studios, Don Roberto. Senor Mondragon is there to check up on his special effects guy, Ramon.
And he pretends to be mad at Ramon, but he really delights in all of Ramon's whimsical ways.
Ramon, he's known for pranks. He's a pranks guy.
He's a hijinks
It's funny.
guy.
You know, he shows him the evil doll and says that he intends to use it in his next movie. He drops it off because his daughter Tanya was playing it when it should be with the studio. And then Ramon can't wait to show off his big ghost special effect for the big party tonight. Wait until you see it. He's really proud of it for some reason.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sheet. It's a sheet on a fucking clothesline.
Yeah. I mean, it's what they did in House on Haunted Hill. The effects in the theater for that, it's about the same.
I was going to say, you remember you remember the episode of the Brady Bunch where Peter and Bobby are playing tricks on Greg and they make him think that a UFO lands in the backyard? It's like that. Minus the whistle.
Yeah. I think they also do one where they pretend the house is haunted because they don't want to sell it. We should start a Brady Bunch podcast.
That's our next rewatch series.
Fucking love that show.
So, yeah. Big time birthday party now. It's like a jet set
but also
party.
maybe also a Halloween party. It's really hard
It's
to
a
tell.
Halloween party. It's a Halloween birthday party.
The studio is decked out for Halloween, but in like real cheap decorations that are just kind of randomly slapped up around the place. Like, you know, like the paper ones that they put on like the door at school.
Like the posable like skeleton ones. There's one that you keep seeing in like every shot, which is Kermit the Frog with some like a jack-o'-lantern. And I'm like, this is not scary, you guys.
Listen, everybody, if you in all the sources I could find regarding this movie, they all bring up the fact that there is a cocktail poster
that's my one trivia note.
And they never say anything about Muppet Babies Kermit the Frog.
Yep. So everybody's hanging out, partying down while Ramon's ghost, literally a sheet on a wire, just slips back and forth. Senor Mondragon brings up his 7-year-old daughter, Tanya, up on stage. And he gifts her 7 silver coins, one for each year. And then he introduces his other daughter, Myra, who is going to star in his next movie. She is going to sing the greatest song of all time for everyone.
That's true.
Fucking Christ. It's playing in my head right now. It will be playing in my head tomorrow.
Chicos, Chicos.
It'll probably be playing in my head next week.
It is wildly infectious. I challenge anyone to not fall in love with this song.
It's got a bouncy beat. And yeah.
There's that word again.
Yeah, Tatiana. She's bouncy.
She is bouncy.
She's got that really funny sort of jerky side to side dance that she does a lot.
She does. She's doing a lot of like real small, like if you don't have a lot of room, she doesn't have a big stage. She's also dancing on what appears to be a stage covered in sawdust. Like it's like a Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. I hope you don't have a peanut allergy.
And everybody is super into it. Everybody but Julio, who just doesn't look thrilled.
Oh man. Julio. Okay. So Myra gets up there, busts a move while singing Chicos Chicos. And then Julio shows up in the middle of it in a sweet black duster. It's like the duster. It's like the duster from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. I will also say that they're trying to, well, no, not trying. They do film the song sequence here, but there's so many fucking wires crisscrossing across this set.
Yeah, because there's like shit hanging from it. There's a plastic pumpkins and like.
Yeah, like they're shooting through the wires, and it looks terrible.
Right. So yeah, then they bring out the big diabolical birthday cake.
It's the biggest, weirdest cake I've ever seen.
It is a huge thing that looks like it was made by the cake boss.
Except it also looks like it should be like a model train set.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, what part of this is a cake?
I think all of it is.
I
think the whole thing is a big cake.
Yes, yeah. There's a big haunted house. There's some ghosts and a spinning witch. There's a dancing skeleton and a river. It's super fancy.
Yep.
Tanya is about to cut the cake, but she cuts her finger instead and gets blood on the cake, which is probably bad because it's diabolical.
Well, she also like damn near cuts off her finger with this knife, and then the injury like barely registers with her.
Yeah, she does.
She's bleeding all over the cake.
Tanya's the worst because
she really does suck.
She is an anchor that's going to bring the whole thing down. Thank God when she disappears. Julio is just there for the evil doll, and he needs to know where it went. He is single-minded about this.
Because she's like, what, you like dolls or something? What are you weird?
Tatiana is like, oh, Julio, you're here. I didn't expect you to come here. She's like super into him. And he's like, yeah, babe. There was a doll laying around here. Did you see that thing? Yeah. Speaking of the doll, while no one is looking, the evil doll sneaks up on the party and climbs under the table with the cake.
Oh my God. This is the second greatest moment of the movie.
Truly magical. Some spooky magic bullshit happens, which causes the lights to go out. While everybody is wondering why the lights went out, some stubby doll fingers poke up through the cake.
It is. I don't know how to describe this. It is puffy, like big, puffy, cartoony looking. It's supposed to be the doll coming to life, I guess. But it looks like she's just made of like modeling clay or marshmallows or something. It's all squishy, like wearing big, giant gloves.
Yeah, she's like
it's hilarious.
Like the Michelin Man's baby.
Yeah, but like evil.
Diabolical. And so it grabs the sugar doll witch and pulls it under the table while...
she just starts digging through the fucking cake from below.
If nobody else is going to eat it?
Well, I guess that's so, because this chunky doll wanted a snack.
Don Mondragon gets on Ramon's ass about the power going out. And then the horrible little doll feasts on the witch and then begins to transform into a big, gooey rubber monster.
Now, what does any of this have to do with anything? Who knows? Who's to say?
Ramon is forced to go under the table to fix it or something. Then he climbs under, and there's all these like loose electrical wires hanging all over the place, looking like a horrible shock hazard.
Well, so Ramon gets under the table to check on the wiring. There's a surprising amount of wiring under the table.
It makes me nervous just looking at it.
Yeah, naturally, he puts on sunglasses to do that.
Gotta be cool. You gotta be cool. But like every time there's like a burst of sparks, like the glasses go like flying off his face.
Yeah, it's a bit of a Don Knotts moment.
Yeah.
Like,
it's Ghost of Mr. Chicken all the way. Mm-hmm. And then he climbs in further and is killed by the doll witch monster. As he's being killed, the river on the cake turns to blood and spews blood all over Tanya.
It's so great.
Yeah, I was specifically asked when they were like, "Hey, do I need to know anything going into this movie? Like, should I have seen the other movie?" And I was like, "Don't worry about this. An evil doll." Somebody asks, "Is there Frogurt?" And I said, "No. There's a birthday cake that spews blood, though."
That is true. That is exactly what happens.
So, Senor Mondragon, he thinks that it's Ramon playing tricks because he's always playing tricks. But when he looks under the table, he sees Ramon getting killed, and the whole party goes ape.
Yeah, and he's like, we're going to call the police. It's like, man, Ramon is under the table being eaten by a demon. What are the police going to do?
In the chaos, Julio sneaks off to the back lot. So now at home, the girls are going to bed while Dad talks on the phone about the death to his lawyer, maybe?
I think he's talking to Ramon's wife.
Because
he's already called his lawyers. He's like, I've already called my lawyers. We'll get a tidy sum for this. Yeah.
So,
well, it's just like any good businessman is profiting off a tragedy.
So, Tanya sneaks into Myra's room, tells her that she left the 7 coins at the studio. Also, she knows that Julio is just snooping around there. She says, like, let's go back to the studio, get my coins, and you can hook up with that guy, that Julio guy.
Yeah, well, and Myra's like all excited about her pseudo date with Julio, and her sister has to ruin everything by being like, "Oh no, he was just using you to break into the studio. He's still there."
Yeah. So the girls they sneak out. They're real quiet.
And then Tanya's pushing the car to the driveway.
My next note, like, she makes the little girl push the car.
Hilarious. Like, all you have to do is turn the wheel. She doesn't need to reach the pedals.
So they sneak past the security guy who is just delighted by whatever it is that he's watching on TV.
That's so lazy and silly.
I assume that he's just watching a telenovela.
I mean, this giant fancy movie studio is not very well secured. They just kind of open the door and walk past the guard.
Well, he's watching Destinos. Mm-hmm. Or he's watching Lucha Libre. Who can say?
That's what I'm doing. So those are your only options.
Right. Or it might have been a game show. Who knows? Sabado Gigante?
We'll call it the Mexican effort.
So lucky for them, they find the coins right on the Diabolical Birthday cake and they get ready to go. But from out of nowhere, here comes Julio, who's like, don't worry about me creeping around this place. What's up?
Yeah, Julio's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, no, Julio, what are you doing here? You don't work here.
So Myra isn't buying it, and he has to explain in very vague terms what's going on without sounding like a gigantic maniac. Tanya wanders off to a movie set that looks like the end of the beyond and is caught up by some spooky lights flying around.
This is why you should never, just don't have children. They're always wandering off, chasing witches, getting lost.
Tanya is the fucking weak link in the chain. She is going to do this and fucking threaten everybody's safety several times.
Yeah, there will be consequences.
So yeah, Julio and Myra show up in time to see her getting literally dragged down the street by unseen hands.
Well, she might be on a skateboard. She might be actually laying on a skateboard that is being pulled down the alley.
I love the
that you can see the wheels.
The waving of her hands.
Yeah.
Very fucking funny. Cause like her screaming is really like, ah, and this kind of like weird little like gentle flailing that she's doing as she gets whipped down the alleyway here.
Yeah.
So yeah, they chase her down the street and they find her floating in the middle of the air. And she gets dragged up into the sky and disappears, leaving behind her 7 coins.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good thing though that her dead mother was prepared for this and left her $7. A magic $7.
They go to pick up the coins, but they're magically sucked up and stuck to a nearby wall. One of them seems to bear the face of Tanya screaming, and they can hear her calling out to Myra. If they don't get her back by morning, they won't get her back at all.
And why is that?
Who knows? Maybe the Book of Grieving Souls told him that?
Maybe that's what's on the pages he ripped out.
That's all I can assume.
Hope nobody else ever needs that book.
Yeah. They try to grab the coins when there's a sudden earthquake, which forces them to fall back. When the earthquake is all over, they see the slimy rubber witch monster standing at the end of the road.
It is, this gloopy gloppy goblin is really something. I love the way his ears wiggle every time his head moves. Because he's so rubbery.
The head movement in this, because it's like side to side to side to side. And they pull up real tight on it.
Yeah, there are so many close-up shots of this movie. For a movie that doesn't look that great up close, they're getting in there.
I love this mask.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love later on where, for a really long time, they kind of go out of their way to sort of keep the shots tight on the mask so you don't see the rest of it. But like eventually you're going to see the full body, and this monster has a tail.
But you don't see it until sort of near the end. And I was like, wait, was that always there?
Maybe the suit wasn't ready in time and they just rolled cameras in spite of it.
God, I hope so.
Yep. So as they see this, Julio takes out one of the death cookies and throws it, which seems to upset the witch. And then the death cookie explodes, and the witch doesn't seem all that upset about it. It sends a big spear flying at Julio, which runs him through, stabbing him and pinning him to the wall.
Don't worry, he'll be fine.
We
will never address that again.
Literally what happens. Julio just pulls it out of him. Not much bothered by being stabbed by a whole goddamn spear. Then Myra starts acting like she's being squished. So the monster transformation. Here's my next favorite part. She's acting like she's being squished. And then we cut back to her being shrunk down to a little sugar doll that the witch snatches up and puts on the cake.
Now she's a cake topper.
Now she is literally a cake topper.
Every now and then we'll do these movies and I'm just like, this must sound insane.
I cannot imagine.
Like you're just like, this is stream of consciousness lunacy.
Okay, this is something that I'm truly interested in. bringmethexpod@gmail.com. I am dying to know, if you have not seen this movie, how crazy do we sound right now? Because it sounds like we've taken acid and are just like dictating a movie. Just zip, zap, zop, you know?
Especially after the last episode of the Ormond movies, where it's just like, these are like non sequiturs, just all kind of linked together in the clumsiest way possible. Like, that's what's happening in this movie. It is just scene after scene. There's no explanation for why things are happening. They just happen, and they're kind of illogical
and they
happen.
Resolved almost immediately. There's a couple of exceptions.
Or just ignored completely from that point forward.
Right. So when we say she is turned into a cake topper, she is literally turned into a cake topper. The witch takes this little Myra doll and sticks it on top of the diabolical cake.
And now you'd think that we would have to go through, I don't know, 1, 2, maybe 3 steps to figure out how to get her not to be a cake topper anymore.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys.
Nah, she's fine.
No, because the entire cake then just bursts into flame, and Julio, in his sweet black duster, leaps across it to save the doll, and then he knocks it off the table, and she turns back into normal Myra.
Yeah, it's like, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. They go running into a nearby house as Myra freaks out, understandably.
I mean, she was just turned into a cake topper.
Yep. He's like, we have to get those coins, girl. And here's why. And she is just like, what is happening right now? What is happening right now? What is happening right now?
Well, yeah, because he now starts to spin all this lore. And it's like, where is this lore coming from? Like, it's this witch. And if we don't kill her before the sun comes up, she's going to get your sister's soul. And my question is, well, what if her sister hadn't come back to the studio? Whose soul would she get then?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. And also, how do these coins, what do they have to do with nothing? They have nothing to do with anything.
They're silver.
They're made
They're
of
silver, and they're saving that for the big reveal. So
why are there just random Halloween decorations like a 3rd grade classroom?
Right. So to calm her down, he produces the pages from the book that he ruined at La Biblioteca and shows her a sigil that he needs to make out of those coins that'll stop the slimy rubber witch. Myra is like, let's go get my sister, but hey, this is a man's business, baby. So Julio tells her to chill in the house while he goes to get her sister. This movie,
the patriarchy is real
was just
strong
about to
in this
say,
one.
this movie is super patriarchal. And when I was watching it, it made me think, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's the, I believe it's the Bollywood version of, you got to get that shit right. It's Bollywood or it's Telugu. The version of Nightmare on Elm Street where it's,
oh, the one that's like 4 fucking hours long?
Well, yeah, all Bollywood movies are like 4 hours long, but it is a movie that is very clearly seen in Nightmare on Elm Street and is like, let's make that movie. But the entire notion of a woman fighting and defeating the killer is just preposterous in this social setting, that they have to push the Nancy character out and make her just a screaming woman while her father saves her.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of what happens.
What kind of happens in this movie.
Yeah.
So, Julio runs into the witch monster again out in the alley, menacing.
It was just kind of like again, up on high and weirdly kind of giggling and waggling its eyebrows, but then also like scratching its head.
The witch sound effects are like, but like echo-plexed to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. It's like a Cramps record.
It's the purple Niff. It causes the hanging pumpkin decorations to suddenly catch fire and go flying at him like some nasty Halloween fireballs. It knocks him out, and he drops one of his death cookies, which just explodes on the ground, making me wonder, what the fuck do these things do?
I feel like maybe in another draft of the script, these were more important because they literally just explode in this. And they don't do anything. They don't ward off this kind of giggling demon witch. They explode. He drops them. They break. The end.
Yeah. So Myra studies the pages that Julio left behind when a clawed hand suddenly reaches through one of the pages and grabs her.
Yeah, we get the breathing.
The breathing pages.
Yeah, from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Her screaming gets the attention of the security guard, who looks out and sees Myra's car. So he calls up Senior Mondragon and is like, hey, did you know your daughters are here and they're screaming?
And this house that they live in, so much soft light, so much white paint.
I think that they have used this set before. I've recognized a few things from this movie. I believe that's the house from Don't Panic.
It does sort of look like it, but I don't think it is.
And because eventually Ramon's truck is from Grave Robbers. Yeah. So, yeah. Mondragon goes to check. You see, it's impossible that they're at the studio because they're right here at home. So he goes to check and does not find them.
What?
Meanwhile, the security guard gets got by the evil slime witch.
And Juan's reaction to getting got is fantastic. The scream that he lets out is better than any scream in this entire movie. Right. He nails it.
Don Mondragon picks up the phone and gets squirted in the face by evil witch slime.
Yeah, it's just goo coming through the phone. I'm your girlfriend now, Nancy. I'm your girlfriend now, Don Roberto.
More Nightmare on Elm Street shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's also a horrible sound that sends him reeling to the floor. So Myra runs out into a spooky horror movie set with crosses and headstones all over the place, and baby Kermit the Frog on a pumpkin. And she's clutching a wound on her shoulder and sits down next to a pumpkin that's also pulsing. She looks at it and it goes rah with a big mouth full of monster teeth.
And I fully expected the evil pumpkin to kind of laugh to itself afterwards. It's a real Haunted Mansion moment.
I would have fucking loved that. That would have just been the cherry on top of this scene.
Yeah, it's got a kind of vibe.
Here's Roy. Then she goes climbing out from under a house just as Julio was walking by. She shows him the wound and he's like, damn, it's all covered in witch slime. But Myra passes out from the pain, so he takes her and dumps her in a nearby room. And then he gives her a death cookie when she wakes up, and he takes off to find the monster. Senor Mondragon grabs a shotgun and hops into his car to head over to the studio. Well,
listen, Don Roberto is loaded for bear. He's going there. He's got 7 guns on him, which, you can't kill a demon witch goblin with guns. Everybody knows
he's going to
that.
learn this the hard way because he is like an American 2A guy who...
I would argue he probably will not learn it. He'll accept it momentarily, but he will not internalize it.
The moment that his gun melts, he's probably going to be like, okay, we got to come up with a different idea. Bigger guns.
Yep.
The slime witch, meanwhile, creeps up on Myra's hiding spot, casts a spell which causes the room to spin on its axis, dumping all the crap in the room on Myra.
Yep, more of that Nightmare on Elm Street stuff.
Shit.
With just some insane close-ups. Just they're intense.
Yeah. Yeah, and she is giving it her all in an objectively silly scene.
Yep.
When Senor Mondragon gets there, his tires all just kind of pop. Then he gets out and goes running, only to find his bro, Juan the security guard, dead and bloody on the steps of a set building.
We hardly knew ye.
Fucking poor Juan. All he wanted to do was watch telenovelas.
Yep.
Then he hears Tanya singing and goes to get her. And he finds her playing with dolls in a nearby building. Then they get into Ramon's truck and they go find Myra. But before they can get going, they see Myra come running around the block and she knows the score.
But what was the plan in the room she was he just going to roll her to death?
Maybe I don't know, maybe the furniture would crush her or something.
And this is where I realized this movie is pretty light on plot.
There is so much padding in this movie.
Because there's a lot of setup to this. I mean, not a lot, maybe 30 minutes of setup. And the rest is literally just them running around this back lot. And it's not a very big back lot. So it's just them getting separated, coming back together, running down a street, getting separated. That is the rest of the movie.
There's a lot of sneaking down an alleyway.
A lot of really languid shots from above.
Right. Lots and lots of tight shots of the monster face going to the left, to the right, to the left.
And just ears wiggling back and forth, bouncing back and forth.
And then so Mondragon has got his daughter in the car, or so he thinks. She turns and does a terrible monster face, revealing herself to be the slime witch in disguise. And then the car leaps into gear, driving right at Myra. But
all we get is just she sticks her tongue out and she has a black tongue. That's the only indication that she's evil.
It's a super metal face, straight off a King Diamond photo.
Yeah, and she has a black tongue like a chow.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
very menacing.
Luckily, here comes Julio leaping out of a nearby building and jumps onto the hood of the truck for some reason.
And it is just this real lazy drive around. They're trying to make it look like they're going fast, but they're very clearly not.
Senor Mondragon looks over at his daughter, but only finds the evil slime witch sitting there. It grabs his neck and tries to strangle him as the car is going all over the place. Then he uses the gun to shoot the slime witch and stops the truck. And the first thing he does is punch Julio in the face.
Mm-hmm. Got to.
It's his fault. It's all his fault. Or so he thinks. And so now they all post up in a nearby building. And Julio explains what's going on, tells him that he found a workshop where he could smelt some metals and make the sigil that they need. Mondragon is like, fuck that noise. All you need is this, and produces his gun and again throws the shotgun at Julio. And then there's a shot of the evil slime witch digging the bullet out of its head and laughing. Mm-hmm. Mondragon goes now out looking for the witch and finds it, but his gun doesn't do shit this time, in spite of the fact that he shoots like every bullet in it. He shoots it a bunch, nothing happens, and then he falls and drops his gun, and the slime witch makes it melt. It's like a gun made out of chocolate. It's like that game, Is It Cake?
That's
a game.
Okay.
You know, where they present an item to you, and it's like a shoe, and like maybe it's cake, or maybe it's actually a shoe.
Cake or
and then
fish.
You bite, yeah, and then you bite it, and joke's on you, it was a shoe, and everybody laughs.
Okay.
So
that's a really elaborate game. You either have to make a cake to look like a shoe, or just get a shoe.
So then he tries to fight the evil witch with a stick, but it burns in his hands, and he drops it. Myra and Julio go out looking for him, but they end up in another earthquake, which causes the ground to crack open.
And how many times can this one girl get sucked up by the earth?
A few.
It happens like 6 times in this.
Myra falls into it, and then Julio tries to pull her out, but it closes before he can get a hand on her. He also drops some more death cookies by mistake. But these ones don't explode. So the rules are they're real loosey-goosey with these death cookies.
Well, yeah, because we don't even know what they do.
No idea. They have like symbols and shit, like weird holes.
Nothing, everything.
Yeah, they look like lotus seed pods. You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Julio grabs Senior Mondragon and tells him that they have to get the coins, and he's like, what the hell is all this? What are you talking about? And Julio...
Fair questions, both.
Julio's like, look, man, you have to listen to me if we're going to get these girls back. So they go to the coins, and Mondragon is like, what's the problem? Just get the fucking coins. But when he goes to get them, they explode into a shower of sparks, and they go flying. If this is powered by the forces of evil, he deduces, then they need something sacred to wash it off with.
To the studio chapel.
Yep, so they go to the studio chapel and steal a bucket of holy water.
Now, who saw any of this coming?
I'm sure that like as they were writing this, they were like, well, shit, how are we gonna get those coins off the wall? And they're like, well, I don't know, get some holy water, I guess. They're like, sure, we got to get this movie rolling.
Why would they even bother? I'm surprised they even bothered.
Yeah, when they splash the coins with water, they just fall off the wall real easy like. And when they hit the coin that has Tanya's face on it with a big fog comes over the place, and when it clears, Tanya is just lying on the ground. The slime witch, totally unimpressed.
Yep. It's also very poltergeist.
Yeah, oh my God, yes it is, because when she comes back, she's all like wet and shit.
Yep. It's covered in goo. It's covered in witch
slime. Then they take the coins back to the crucible, and they melt them down. And Julio just has the mold ready for them.
See, that was my question, is how does he have a mold for this? Also, how does he know how to do this? Look, it's probably not that hard to melt down metal and I don't know, but you got to do other shit to it. And he just seems to know. So they take a little break from the witch fight to do some alchemy with this mold he brought from home.
I guess.
Did it come with the exploding necklace?
Maybe it did.
This is also where we get the famed cocktail
This is
poster.
it. Yep. The one piece of IMDb trivia about this movie, and this is it. In this scene, in which Mr. Mondragon speaks to Ramon, inside the special effects warehouse, a poster of the Tom Cruise film Cocktail can be seen hanging there on the wall.
With Tom Cruise
With Tom Cruise on it. 3 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down.
I wonder what the thumbs down are upset about. I mean, it is factually correct. It's stupid, but...
Yep. While they put the silver in the mold, the lights go out. Julio goes to check the fuse box, leaving the others to break the sigil out of the mold. Then he gets knocked out, of course, when he tries to flip the fuse backs on. And it's a big hit with a big surge of electricity. And then, first, I don't know, for some fucking reason, the room, a very obvious model in this moment,
very obvious,
starts to flood with water from the ceiling down.
To the point where I was like, wait, is this just a model in the...
I know, I had
how
the
the cake is...
Because it lingers on the dummy, the little doll of Julio, like a little too long. And for a moment, I was like, did she turn him into a fucking sugar doll, like a cake topper too?
No, this was just the only way they could figure out how... They could have put him in a tank of water. They could, they surely have one there. No, they just make this like 5th grade science fair model. And dump a bunch of water in it.
It is a neat idea. With a little more time on the sort of why of all this, it probably, and also doing it a little differently, it would have been cool, but it is so fucking cheap.
Yeah. It's like they made it that morning.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like they threw this thing together with like construction paper and balsa wood.
Mm-hmm.
So now, without explanation, Julio emerges from a well on the studio lot just elsewhere. Yep. And when he climbs out, he spots one last death cookie on the ground. He picks it up and just breaks it in his hand for some reason, which causes the ground to, again, open up for some reason, and Myra climbs out. It's just all coming together.
Well, they had to bring her back somehow. How about without an explanation?
So they all go walking off to find the slime witch, and the evil monster hands just erupt from the ground and grab Don Mondragon. While they're struggling with his leg, Tanya, who can just not fucking help herself, spots
this dumb
when
bitch.
She sees the doll and just immediately does the weapons run over towards it. I'm like, what are you doing right now? Yeah,
like, girl, your entire family has been lured here by this doll. And now this is how the whole thing started in the first place.
You were trapped in a coin.
Mm-hmm. There will be consequences.
So, she sees it against the wall and goes to get it. Seeing this, Myra runs to stop her, but the doll spits one of those spears at her, which stabs her.
And unlike Julio, she is not invincible.
No, she dies dramatically in her father's arms. Everyone is super bummed.
And it's all Tanya's fault.
Goddamn Tanya's fault.
And I would tell her
she is going to live with this tragedy for the rest of her life.
Oh. Yeah, because you are a child and you're extremely stupid. Like all children.
Julio and his sweet black duster walk off into the fog to find the slime witch for a final showdown.
Yeah, he is going after his nemesis. And this is the scene where I was like, wait, where does the witch goblin get a tail?
Yeah, because again, we shot from above. We see...
And it's like a big dinosaur tail. It's like a lizard tail.
Yeah, it's like the fucking lizard tail that Hunter Thompson wakes up with for some reason in the adrenochrome scene.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, he runs right into it in the fog, and it just kicks his ass.
But it also sort of like very slowly shuffles after him, so it gives him a lot of time to get away.
Yeah. It's not very fast.
Because it has big rubber feet.
Big rubber feet, and that tail is really is causing a lot of drag.
And it's a new addition, so
still getting used to it. It advances on him very slowly, giving him plenty of time to grab a nearby cross and hit the monster, which sends it reeling. They struggle and fight, and he runs it through with a broken board, buying enough time to crawl away, but he still does not have the sigil. He's not even close. So Julio runs away, and the slime witch makes some nearby pitchers of punch explode. It is hilarious.
And then is this where he gets hit with the craft services cart?
Yes. Just
night is not going well.
Drenched in horchata. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he climbs up some stairs and dramatically swings down on a rope, putting him near the sigil, which he recovers and throws at the witch like a ninja star.
Yeah.
Everything erupts into flame. Blood and green slime pour out of the witch right before it catches fire itself, and then it explodes.
I mean, it just feels wrong to call it a witch because it's just not.
It's a slimy goblin demon wind monster.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, when it's gone, Myra miraculously comes back to life as if nothing ever happened and ever...
The Halloween miracle.
as if nothing ever happened, and everyone is just so happy.
Yeah, she is thrilled to not be dead. I get it.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Yep. Fade to black. Roll credits on this nonsense.
Yeah, we get not just even fade to black, we get a double freeze frame. Yep.
Oh God. Vacation to Terror 2, everybody. Diabolical Birthday.
Now, is this movie good? No.
We sound like mental patients right now talking about everything that happened in this movie. It sounds as though we're just making it up as we go along. Like, you could be out there, and if you had not watched this with us on Friday night, you'd be like, well, clearly they didn't watch this movie. They're just making this up for us.
No, that is the movie. And therein lies its charm. You know, and I think this was probably a lot easier to do this type of stuff in the US because, you know, wealthier people, more access to like Super 8 cameras or whatever. Like these, it is of a professional quality.
Yeah. The Galindo organization was well outfitted. They had their own studio in Mexico City. They had all, you know, state-of-the-art equipment. You know, it is a technically competent movie. It's just very cheap in so many ways because it was very obviously made on like no money.
But I think it really does. It celebrates that spirit of filmmaking where they're like, let's just fucking go all in. And you see this too, guys. Yeah, you see this in Italy as well, where it's like no matter what it was, everybody took the whole thing very seriously. But the movie itself doesn't take itself too seriously.
Oh no, it's foolishness.
It is fun. It is a fun horror movie. And especially at a time when the American horror movies were fucking garbage.
This movie was released by Vinegar Syndrome at a time when I think they were sort of like at their strongest. And like there were a few outfits in the United States that were also doing this where the emphasis was being put at the time on regional horror movies. And in a lot of ways, this is a very regional horror movie.
Yeah. It definitely
feels like a regional horror movie where they made a movie, but it has this sort of outsider art quality to it, you know, in the same way that a lot of those do as well. Except that this one just happens to have been made by very professional people.
Yeah.
But it sounds bad. It's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I'm talking about.
It's fun. It's a fun way to spend an hour and a half.
It's fun. It's stupid. This is a movie that you could just like tee up with a couple of other just like goofy, silly ass movies and like fucking watch them with your friends.
Yeah. And you know, we're in Latin American Heritage Month. Fucking find some more. There's a shitload of there, and they run the gamut from kind of low budge and cheesy to very, very well done.
Yeah. This one, as of this recording, this one has been available to watch on Shudder for like literally years at this point. And as I went to check, and there it was, and it's a beautiful 4K production.
Yeah, it is the
Vinegar Syndrome stuff. But I encourage you to check it out. You can do a lot worse with your time.
Demon Wind,
for instance.
This movie is better than Demon Wind.
Demon Wind's got a karate fighting stage magician in it, though.
Well, that's hard to beat.
Yeah. All right, then. Where we going? Where are you off to next in this wonderful world of film?
As you mentioned, 99-cent rental back on Monday. We're going to be watching that early 90s joint, Steel and Lace. A strange revenge film, if there ever was one.
Make us sound like crazy people just talking about it.
But in 2 weeks, Bring Me the Axe is going to be back, and we are kicking off our full month of horror with the seriously underrated made-for-TV movie Ghostwatch.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I would call it underrated. It's a bit of a British classic.
I think it's a great movie.
I think it's outstanding.
I think it has a very good ending.
I can't wait to talk about it. It is extremely...
It has a very strange backstory.
Yep. The hysteria surrounding it is very weird, considering that I believe it was in 94 that it happened. 94 or 95.
I think it's 1990.
I think you're right. But
it's early.
It happened in the 90s, and it had a very War of the Worlds effect. You know, it's got like BBC...
Somebody killed themselves.
BBC announcers acting against type. It's gonna be fun. It's because we're going into
so-
October, and October it's all night. It's all Bring Me the Axe episodes.
So we're wrapping up our weirdo month next week.
So be here next week for Steel and Lace. It's gonna be something. And then be back in 2 as we kick off October spooky season proper with Ghost Watch.
Lunes